Now you'll see on screen I have some placeholder text here. I've got 4 or 5 different paragraphs all about apples. Now I use placeholder text quite often in my demos and these video tutorials for Microsoft Word, but usually it's sort of Latin or text you can't understand. In this particular instance I have used English because it's going to make it much easier for you to understand what is being read out when I use the Read Aloud option. Now Read Aloud allows you to basically have text which is displayed in your document read aloud by a voice on the computer or within Microsoft Word. You'll see I have gone into the Review tab, okay, and then from the left hand side, the second group along, you'll see we have Read Aloud. Let me first of all tell you how this particular option works, or this button. So where we position the cursor is where the reading will start from. So if I have it here, it will start with the word apple and it will just keep reading until I decide to pause it. If I position the cursor here under the first paragraph, so just at the beginning of paragraph 2, it will start reading from there. If I make a selection, then it will read from the start of the selection to the end of the selection. So all very basic stuff. Let me just pop the cursor back to the beginning of the document. Now, the other way the button works is when you click on it, it will begin reading, and if you want to stop it or pause it, you click back on the button again and it will pause it. Then when you click on it for a second time, it will resume from where you stopped, and then again you can stop it by clicking back on the button. So allow me to demonstrate. I'm going to now click on Read Aloud.
Apple. The apple is the pomaceous fruit of the apple tree, species Malus domestica in the rose family, Rosaceae.
And now I've clicked back on the button and you'll see it has stopped. If I now click on the button again, it will play from here where the cursor currently sits. This time though, I'm going to use the button in the menu to start the playback, and then you will see we have options on the right hand side of the screen. I'm going to use the pause button to pause playback. By doing that, it keeps the playback control visible on screen. So here we go.
It is one of the most widely cultivated tree fruits, and the most widely known of the many members of genus Malus that are used by humans.
So I have now paused the playback by clicking on the pause button. The control here allows me to resume the playback by clicking on play.
Apples grow on small, deciduous trees.
And to pause it again. Okay, so very simple stuff there. We've got play and pause. The options either side, we have previous and next. They will allow you to jump through paragraphs. So I've turned show and hide on so you can see where the paragraphs are. It's nice and clear. And essentially it's just going to jump to these paragraphs. So if I start at apple, I'm going to click on the next and you'll see it will jump.
The apple is the pomaceous fruit of the apple tree. There are more than 7,500, at least 55 million tons of apples.
And the other option I have is I can go to the previous paragraphs.
At least 55. The apple is the pomaceous fruit of the...
And we can jump back. Now the final thing to note is when you have the Read Aloud options open, you also have settings on the right hand side of the control bar. Now in here you can change the reading speed, so we could make the voice much faster.
Tree, species Malus domestica in the rose family, Rosaceae. It is one of the most widely cultivated tree fruits.
But you may find it's a bit too fast, so you can also slow it down.
And the most widely known of the
But you'll see that one's probably a little bit too slow, so I'm just going to find somewhere around about here where it was before. The final thing you can do is you can choose one of 4 voices, so you can have 2 male or 2 female. We have Alex and Fred, then we have female voices from Samantha and Victoria. So if I choose Samantha and now click play.
Of genus Malus that are used by humans, apples grow on small, deciduous trees. The tree originated in Western Asia, where its wild ancestor,
And then finally, if you wish to close the Read Aloud options here you have on screen, you can either click on the cross or you can click back on the Read Aloud button from within the Review tab over here.